Good morning, traders. What's going on? So, Friday, August 25th. If you ask me, lately it seems like the market has been performing very well. I know we had that like 3-week period, maybe even 2-week period, where it just seemed to be really, really choppy. And now it kind of seems like we're starting to pick up in momentum, and the plays are starting to come back that we like to see. So that's nice. So, as always, we're going to go through a few continuations, and then we're just going to hop right into pre-market and see what's moving. So first things first, I'm just going to shout it out. It doesn't really take much going over, but RTNB, it's been like the hottest stock all week long. Everybody's been playing it. It's been making phenomenal moves for, I think, 4 or 5 days straight. So, of course, I'm going to tell you once again, as I did yesterday and maybe the day before, keep RTNB on watch. For whatever reason, the thing just does not want to die down. It just keeps going and going and going. And right now in pre-market, it's doing some crazy stuff. So keep that on watch. But really, that's all I really got. So I'm going to go ahead and start sharing my screen and go over a few of these stocks that I have here. And we'll do our thing that we do every single time we get on here. Give me 1 second. Go ahead and share the screen. All right, solid. So, of course, this is the stock that I was just looking at, RTNB. So, ironically, it does make me a little bit nervous the way this is reacting pre-market. If you see within this area, this is RTNB. It's kind of moving up very quickly when it comes to pre-market. And the reason it kind of makes me nervous is just because if we were to go back, 1 second here, let me change this time frame over. So if we were to go back, right, so this is today, we have RTNB, and it's making a really nice move upwards. But if we go back in time, you'll notice that all of its big days that it had usually came when there wasn't a lot of pre-market action, okay? So yesterday, there wasn't much pre-market action. I mean, there was some, but not a ton. And then the day before, there wasn't a whole lot of pre-market action. And then even the day before, no pre-market action. I mean, there is, but we're not seeing it gap up the way what we usually look for. So it makes me a little nervous for today because this is something we haven't seen pre-market with RTNB. We have never seen this kind of action pre-market. So it does make me a little bit nervous. Of course, I would like to see it get up to break above the previous high of day on... What is this? Previous high day of yesterday. Sorry, I started a brain fart there. So yeah, of course, I want to see RTNB break above 345 today. But I mean, you know, where it's at right now, it's got a long way to go. So the way I would initially play something like this, and of course, we still have to wait to see what happens as soon as the bell comes closer. But initially, my game plan is probably for RTNB. Is we might see a little bit of a pullback out of the gates where it drops down because it's already gapped up so high that there's probably going to be a lot of people taking some profit as soon as the market opens. So you could expect RTNB to take a little bit of a drop here where it comes down and finds some area of support just because of the amount of a move that it made pre-market. There's probably going to be some people taking profit. But if we're really going to have this run, we're going to have to see RTNB break above 380. So first it would be 345, previous high of day, and then we're going to have to get through 380. So for me personally, I'm just going to go ahead and watch RTNB. That's really my game plan. What I'm going to do is probably watch RTNB for a bounce right at about $3. So this would be my game plan. Probably a bounce right around $3 for profit taking. I could totally see this dropping another 20 cents before the market opens or when the market does open. And then $3 should hold up. You'd expect $3 to hold up as a pretty solid resistance point, or sorry, support area. So that's my game plan for that. If I even look down here, 1 second, I got to hide this, get it out of the way. So if we even look down here on a 1-year chart for RTNB, yesterday, it peaked out right at 340-ish area, which is exactly where the 20-day moving average is on a 1-year chart. So for this to really run today, it has to at least stay steady and be able to continuously run through 320. and then $4. So of course we already kind of went over that. So 320 is where the 20-day moving average on a 1-year chart is. So again, RTMB, I'm going to look for maybe a bounce right off $3, or it could just end up running right out of the gate. So again, you're just going to have to watch it. Be careful. Right now, it's got an average volume of 900,000 shares of volume traded. That's its average. And right now, it's trading at 12.3 million. So as we all know, the volume's been wicked on RTMB lately. All right, so that covers it for that. We'll come back and take a look at it here in just a little bit to see how it's performing. Next I had was CERC. CERC made a big move yesterday as well. Now this isn't like my super favorite kind of stock to look at for potential, but I did see some potential in this stock today. And the reason I see potential is just this nice run that it made all day long, and it closed and it's holding its highs. So right now it has a resistance point. Zoom in here for you. Right now its resistance is right at 90 cents. All right, so today, super easy play, super easy game plan for this one. It doesn't really take much thinking on my end for what I'm going to do when it comes to CERC. CDNA, CRC. So for CRC particularly, the way I would have to play this is a break above 90 cents. And then my first target would be 95 cents. Second target would be $1. And then if it actually can break through $1, I would consider adding to my position. If volume picks up and the level 2 looks right, I would consider adding to my position once it breaks through $1. And then my end target would be 119. So if you look down here, this is a 1-year, 1-day chart. My first target is going to be 95 cents. If we can break, 90 cents, draw that there. So if we can break through 90 cents, first target's 95, second target's $1, and then maybe add after we break through $1, and then you'd have to watch it to about 120, because that's exactly 119 is where the 1-year exponential 200 moving averages, and you're going to have very clear resistance right there. And the reason I say that is because it happened back here. Okay, it's pretty obvious. If the stock reaches the 200 moving average, it's going to peak out right there and it's going to stop, unless there was some amazing news it was going to drive the price even higher. Now that one, when we're talking CERC, it has a 24 million share float. The average volume is 850K. Right now it's trading at 1.9 million. So it does have a little bit higher of a float, but if it can continue to trade at 2 million shares of volume, it should kind of still it should allow the stock to move pretty quickly. So again, CERC for me has to be a break over the aftermarket high of 90 cents, first target 95, then $1. If the volume picks up at $1, potentially add to my position at $1 for the $1 break. And then the end target would be the 200 exponential moving average. Now, Sam, I don't personally use the simple moving average shouldn't rest at 105. I mean, it might. I'm not looking at simple moving averages. I use exponential moving averages. George, low floats are usually around like 20 million and below. And then Sam, the 200 simple moving average is at 105 as well. Interesting. I'll have to take a look at that. Actually, I'm going to do that right now. Give me a second here. I'm going to pop in here and put the 200 simple moving average on. So Sam, the simple moving average is at $1.47 on a 1-year chart, and I figured that was probably going to be the case because the simple moving averages move slower than they do the exponential moving average. So that's why I use exponential instead of simple moving average when I trade personally. So the simple moving average is at 144, but the stock would most likely get stopped out at $1.19 before you actually would ever hit that area of resistance at 144. All right, so that wraps up for CERC. Again, break of 90 cents, first target 95, then we're looking for $1, then break above $1, move to 119, 120. All right, the next one I had on watch was, and Victor, we are going to be going over ADMS. So I do have ADMS on watch as well because of the news that it had with its FDA approval for its Parkinson's drug, or whatever you want to call it. So it definitely is on watch. I'm going to go over LINU before we do ADMS, and then we'll go from there. All right. Another one. So this one I just had on watch just because of the move that it made. It had a pretty nice move here. Now, I'm not going to play LINU for a break above 28 cents. I'm going to play LINU for a break above 31 cents. So probably right here, like 30.05. And the reason I want to play it that high above the previous high of day is because if you're looking down here on this chart, on my 1-year day chart, you'll notice that the 20, the 100, and the 200 exponential moving average are all right here. So that's why we probably saw that price get rejected from 28 cents down to 25 or 26 yesterday, because all the moving averages are resting right there. So the stock really couldn't get to those resistance points, and that's why we were seeing it was having some trouble there. So for me personally, I do like LINU only if it can break above about 30 cents, which means we're pretty far from that right now, especially with no pre-market action. So right now it does have a support built right at about 25 cents, and it has a little resistance right in this area. So this is a nice little channel here. You could see a nice little pop if it breaks 27 cents, and you might see a move towards 30 cents. And then if it breaks down below 25, you could expect a sell-off, and then you have your next area of support would basically be somewhere around this area, just right below it. So there's a lot of things to look for in that one. But LINU, it was just kind of on the back burner, so I only really like it if we're going to be able to break 30 cents. And then, you know, from there we could have a price target of about probably hitting 40 cents, and then from there 50 cents. Why is no one looking at this? Just had a gap. So ARWR. Okay, so here's another one that I had on play for continuation was ARWR. Now, Sam, I know you just shouted this one out. Here's another. I mean, this is another great example. This is one that could potentially still run. So if you look down here on this chart, you see all this momentum. The momentum has really been picking up. We just broke through the 200 moving average, or sorry, 200 exponential moving average. The price rests right at about $2.70. So if I'm going to play this stock, I needed to break through $2.83. Then my first target will be $3, and then after $3, $3.25, $3.50, $4, and that's how it's going to go. So pretty simple here. We have a night. Oh, gotta draw a different trend line here. 1 second. So right here, the trend is like this. Basically, that is our trend line, and right now the stock is basically about to break the trend. The trend is right here, okay? And the stock right now is very close to breaking through that trend line. So in order for this stock to really keep running, it needs to follow this trend line all the way up, and then it has to break 283 to continue going. But the good thing is if you look at the last day, it closed pretty much the full bar. The whole candlestick was pretty much green. There was no upper wick, so that is a good sign. I would say keep ARWR on watch for a continuation above 283. That's definitely some potential. I don't have any background information on it though. And then lastly, guys, I do want to take a look at, let's see. I do want to take a look at the ADMS, okay? Would everyone agree that ADMS is a good stock to look at considering its news? All right, so good stuff here. All right, so ADMS. If we look at the news on this particular stock, it just got FDA approval for its Parkinson's drug. So that is huge freaking news. That is the type of news that is going to make a stock jump 40% after hours and then continue running. From yesterday's trading, the stock went up a total of 57. Basically, the stock went up a total of 60% from the closing bell yesterday all the way to pre-market trading today, 60%. And that news is what's able to make a price drive up that fast, is the Parkinson's drug FDA approval. Now, everyone's saying, well, the stock has got to go up today. The stock has to go up because of the news. No, the stock already went up because of the news. This was from here, guys, from here to here, this was the news. This was the price jump for the news. The news already happened. We're over a day late. We're basically a day late on the news, okay? Now, the only other thing I have to say to this is, imagine if you were in this stock, right? Imagine if you were playing ADMS and you were in the stock at $14, and then all of a sudden it gaps up 57%. Now you're up 57%. Are you not going to sell your shares as soon as the market opens? I would. I wouldn't be greedy. I would definitely sell my shares as soon as the market opens. So this is a higher price stock. It has a float of 21 million shares. The short float right now is 16%, so it is a little high, and it's not surprising. It's got an average volume of 278,000 in which it usually trades. Right now it's trading 1.9 million. That makes sense because of the move that it had. Now, I'm going to go ahead and I want to actually look at, so when it comes to ADMS, I'm actually considering shorting the stock today. And if I do that, I'm going to use a Fibonacci retracement here real quick. 1 second. All right. So I just used a Fibonacci retracement for this huge impulse gap up move that it had. Now, if I'm going to short this today, these are going to be all my target prices, right? So this is, I'm not going to go over Fibonacci for you guys right here, but if I'm going to short this stock today, I want to break below $20, and then my first target is going to be 1950. And then after that, my next target would be 1850. So all these lines here are my target prices or areas of support when it comes to shorting this stock today. So personally, I do see that ADMS is going to have a nice sell-off as soon as the market opens. The price is at $20.40 right now. It does have bigger spreads, so that's something to be careful of. Right now, it has almost 10-cent spreads. So I could see ADMS definitely cracking down to $20. And if it breaks $20, I'm definitely looking at shorting the stock. First target price is going to be 1950, then 19, then 1850, then 18, 17, so on and so forth. I don't think it's going to go all the way down to 14. It's probably going to find some support anywhere in between or on some of these Fibonacci retracements right here. So it's a long shot. You don't know exactly what's going to happen, but based on what I have here, I'm looking to short it, and first target price is going to be 1950. So for those of you that were thinking of maybe buying and going long, just know that there's a lot of people probably trying to short this stock today. Philip, yeah, news can take a day or two to catch up. You're right. It can. But I mean, when you think about it, right? If the stock jumps 50%, a lot of people are going to take shares as soon as the market opens. But then again, we never know. Sometimes news does take a while to catch up, but in most cases, I feel like in cases like this, you usually have already missed the move. More oftentimes than not, that's what I would say. All right, That's all I had on my watch. So now you guys know my input for today. I want to go ahead and take a look into the pre-market scan to see what we have. And then with any few minutes left, I'll go ahead and take a look at some of your guys' stocks that I know you're probably itching to look for or look at. Whoa, okay. So we have a stock that's up 158% right now. But question is it anything that's actually good? DMTX. Interesting. Very interesting, actually. Okay, so DMTX has gapped up significantly. There is news. So it looks like this company, DMTX, has now been acquired. So it looks like this company is actually being taken over and acquired by a different company, and the share price is now at $3.25. So this could actually be a nice play as long as it breaks. We have to break that resistance of 325 right there. Oh, I'm on the wrong thing. So for me personally, this could be a good play, and it would have to break 325. This would be a perfect, nice little gap up and go. We gap up, consolidate sideways, and then run right out of the gate for a break of 325. That would be a nice play if it works out that way. So DMTX, we could break 325 for a nice gap and go. Yep, Top Gamer buyout DMTX. You're right, absolutely right there. Merger, yep. So you guys are nailing it. Now that was the first one on there. Doesn't that makes sense as to why it's up so high? Okay, again we have RTMB. We can go back, take a look at this guy real quick. RTMB. So RTMB, it has spiked out and started dying down a little bit. What are we doing here? So we did find support right on the volume weighted average price. That makes sense. We are making higher lows right now, heading into the opening bell. So once again, this one I'm just going to go ahead and watch. I do feel we could see a bounce right off the $3 area. But you never know. It could open up. We could spike up. And then my first resistance point is going to be the pre-market high. If my level 2 starts really booming and showing the price is going to go up, then I might play it for an early morning spike above 320. First target is going to be like 330, 340-ish, or sorry, 337, which is the pre-market high on that particular stock. Let's go in, see what else we have. Let's see. Go ahead and write some of these down. KMDA, I did notice KMDA was actually talked quite a bit in the group chats today, so that might be interesting to take a look at. HUSA, almost not interested at all in that. BSTG. So I just took a few of the top, and CDNA I'll take a look at as well. A lot of people are looking at that one. All right. So what do we got here? So next one down on the list was KMDA. Ooh, yeah, so this does not look very pretty. And the reason I don't personally like it is because it gapped up to $5.50 and then it was quickly rejected all the way down, even past the $5 mental support area. So yeah, that didn't look too cool, but it does look like they had some news out for, they get the FDA okay on some type of drug probably, or something about rabies, something crazy in there. I'm not going to go into reading it all, but they do have some type of FDA okay on probably some drug that they're looking at making, or something like that. And that made the price spike all the way, or gap up all the way to $5.50. And now the price is just going all the way down. So not super thrilled about that. I don't really like it. That just tells me that traders are not respecting the news as well, and they're not respecting the mental stop loss or mental support of $5, which is a little scary. So me personally, not a big fan of it right now. And of course, I could be wrong, and this thing could absolutely kill it. But you know, when it comes to what I like to see and how I judge things, it's just not for me. Now, the next one on my list, we're going to take a look at CDNA. All right, yep. So I see why a lot of people like to look at CDNA. I thought about it this morning. I thought about having it originally on my watch list. I did. Okay, so I definitely thought about having it on my watch. The reason I did not keep CDNA on watch is because of this. Look down here on my left little chart, and actually I'll make this a little bigger for a second here. Let me scoot this over some too. Okay, so looking at this chart right here, this is the 1 year, 1 day chart. And I mean, as you can see, it's had very strong momentum for the past couple, I mean, hell, about a month, really. I mean, it's kind of had mostly green days and it has red. But if you look at just the last day, if you look at just the last day, you'll see this huge upper wick. And the price closed very low in conjunction of its whole body, okay? So when you think about it that way, the stock already tried to go to $3.50, 60 cents, and then it was quickly rejected all the way back down to $2.83, okay? So that scares me when it comes to CDNA. It's told me that we've already tried to go this high, and for whatever reason, the market rejected it, okay? Not that it can't go higher or retest that higher level. It very well could. So looking at it here, so this is exactly what happened. The price went up to this point, and then it got rejected and came all the way back down. Right now, it has built a little bounce or support right about here. So if it breaks 288, we're going to start downtrending. If it can hold support around 288, I would look to enter over $3. So for me, let me drop this down, and maybe I'll zoom in some on this chart so you guys can see a little bit better. All right. So for me personally, they have a little bit of a support built here. If it keeps fumbling sideways, that would be nice. But the only way I would actually like to get in on CDNA is if it can break above $3 with strong volume. And then my first target would be the pre-market high, which is 335. And then after that, it would be 360, which is the previous high of day. But for those of you that are looking at CDNA, like Hugo Windsor in the chat there. So like CDNA, for example, right? The reason it scares me is because it went all the way to 360 yesterday, but then it quickly came right back down all the way to $2.88. So it dropped, what is that? That's almost $1. It is $1 a share, basically. It basically dropped $1 a share, almost 72 cents. From 360 to 288, dropped 70 something cents very, very quick. So yeah, it scares me a little bit when you consider it that way. And it just didn't hold that higher price point. So for me, when it comes to continuation, I always like to see the price consolidate sideways or continue grinding higher into after hours and pre-market trading, okay? So that's kind of the issue that I have there with that particular stock. Does make me a little bit nervous. But then again, you know, everybody has their own trading style. But that's just my 2 cents when it comes to CDNA there. Now, there was a few more on the pre-market scan that I want to take a look at and see what we have. So one on there was TNDM. I shouted this one out a while. Maybe it was beginning of the week, and it performed, I think it performed well. I can't remember specifically, but I think it had a nice little spike day. So CDNA or TNDM, there's no volume. This is absolutely of no purpose to me. I would not like to trade this. I wouldn't. BSTG was on the pre-market scan list. Again, BSTG, there's not enough pre-market action. The stock was basically downtrending all day long. So this is not something that I particularly would like to play. And then we had HUSA that was also on there. Let's see what this does. HUSA completely dead on volume. There's absolutely no point in looking into that. So when it comes to pre-market, the only ones that seem as somewhat reasonable, RTMB, DMTX, I think KMDA we looked at, but it ended up being bad. Was that right? KMDA? KMDA. Jesus. There you go. Yeah, so KMD completely sold off. It's possible that this thing could actually spike, but it's just I would rather look and be watching RTMB and like ADMS for my short. So that's that. So really for me, what I would be doing is really watching really ones that look good is just to watch RTMB because we know that's been crazy lately. I'm going to watch ADMS because I would like to short that. And then I even am I going to watch, I don't know which I'm going to watch, CERC. Am I going to watch you? I might watch CERC. I really might, but the volume has to be there in order for it to move. I could really see it popping above 90 cents and then potentially breaking $1. That would be fantastic, but we'll see. You never know, right? Now, I do have to end it there. I'm cutting it a little long, so I'm sorry for not being able to get to any of the ones you guys wanted to do today. Again, next week, when it comes to doing my live streams next week, Mark, why would I short ADMS? It may have changed. I'm still going to be watching it. Yeah, it got FDA approval, so a lot of people. I mean, it just went from 22.75, and now it's down to 19.96, or a little bit above that. Sorry, 20.46. So this thing's already dropped like $2. But why would I short it? Because there's probably a lot of people that are going to take their profits on ADMS as soon as opening bell opens, because if you were in the stock when it was worth $14, $12, $13 a share or whatever, and it gaps up 57%, there's probably going to be a lot of people willing to take some money as soon as the market opens, which means there probably would be a good drop in price, and that's why I particularly look at shorting ADMS out of the gates today. Now, again, like I was saying, next week live stream, I might start going on a little bit early. Right now I do about 8:45, so I may end up pushing it sooner to maybe 8:30, and then that way I can save about 15 minutes at the end of the stream, or maybe 15 minutes before the stream. That way I can really focus on the stocks that you guys are shouting out that aren't already on my watch list. That way you guys can start, you know, getting an idea for some of the stocks that you guys have picked, and then we kind of go from there. So again, thank you all for being here. Like I said, I might start going on maybe 15 minutes early. That way I can have a little bit more time to look over some of the stocks that you guys want to look at or are already looking at, rather than, you know, looking at my charts or whatever and all the stocks that I want to have on. So again, it seems like today is going to be a pretty promising day when it comes to the market. Again, keep your eyes on RTMB. I've missed a couple moves on that recently just because I didn't watch it, and it's frustrating. But so keep your eyes on RTMB. I'm particularly looking at shorting ADMS. So these are all the things I have on my watch, where initially CERC, RTMB, LANU, and ADMS. And so my typing game is going to be a little bit off. If you see my fingers, yeah, I got my fingers crushed last night, so that was really cool. Me and my buddies decided to start doing burnouts in his Chrysler 300, and next thing you know, I smashed my fingers in his sunroof. So that was awesome, guys. Don't do that. All right, I'm getting out. It's going to be super hard to type today, so that's what you get for being an idiot. All right, so don't do burnouts and hang out the sunroof. That's your lesson for the day. So I'm going to cash out. I will catch you guys Monday morning, and I guess I'll just start at 8:30, give us all a little bit extra time to go over our pre-market stuff here. So once again, don't be scared to take profit soon. Make sure you stay green. Don't get greedy. Follow your rules. Try the best you can to not have your emotions control your trading, okay? So that's all I got for you guys today. Ricky should be doing his live stream here soon, so you can go ahead and check him out with whatever he's doing. I know he's more of a technical trader. So there we go. All right, guys. I'll see you on Monday.